Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guests today are Alec Hardy and Inga Rose, and they are with the Chrisman California Island Center. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being with us today. You have quite a story to tell. So now, Alec, you are in charge of operations.
Yes.
And Rose, you are a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer at the center and a volunteer for the National Park Service as a relief ranger.
You are a treasure. All right. So where shall we start? I think the Chrisman California Island Center.
Channel Islands.
I doubt that a lot of people know what that is. I mean, I've seen it there in Carpinteria, and I've even peeked inside. I thought maybe it was a museum, but it's really research as well, right?
Yeah, and what we'd like everybody to know is that the center is the headquarters for the Santa Cruz Island Foundation. Not only do we have archives of all of the California islands in the center, but we also have displays of the 8 channel islands that are off of our coast, off of Southern California. So we have 8 displays in a kind of a museum format that really have timelines and data sheets about each one of the islands. We also have interactive displays about Juana Maria, who was the lone woman of San Nicolas, who was the inspiration for Island of the Blue Dolphins, which lots of elementary school kids read. In addition, we also have displays, webcams on the island that display live shots from the island. So that's
pretty cool.
And a mini, kind of a mini art gallery of some of Richard Diebenkorn's work. He was a fairly famous, more abstract artist, but he was good friends with Carrie Stanton, the founder of the Santa Cruz Island Foundation. So it is open to the public. So we would really welcome people to come and tour the center.
So you have regular hours, open to the public. Is there a fee, or how does that work?
It's a suggested $10 donation. We're open Wednesday to Saturday.
Okay.
10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Open to the public. Just come on in. We are right there, centrally located at the corner of Linden and Carpinteria Avenue, with parking available for visitors. So
That's great. And maybe a person could plan a whole day just having fun in Carpinteria.
yes, we have the new Linden Square just opened with a couple new eateries. And Carpinteria is famous for having several breweries. If that's a lot of people will arrive at 10 a.m. when we open. By about 11:30, they're ready to go off and have lunch. And I usually give them a few recommendations of what I think are kind of the best places to go to down in the Linden corridor.
So how long has that been there now at that location?
Since April of 2024.
Okay.
So about a year and a half.
Pretty new.
Yeah. Our 2-year anniversary will be coming up in April. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh. So, all right. But now it's only been there for like almost 2 years, but the idea of it, or some of the pieces of it, started way before that, right?
It started with Carrie Stanton. Carrie Stanton owned 90% of Santa Cruz Island, and he and his family. And he died. Well, he set up the Santa Cruz Island Foundation in 1985. He was president of it then. And when he died in 1987, Marla Daly became president of the foundation and continues to work. And she has developed and collected all of the archives and developed Islopedia and an encyclopedia of island facts. It's just full of fabulous facts of people, the people and the histories that were on the islands, all of the islands up and down our coast.
Wow. So, all right. So how many islands are we talking about when you say California islands?
Technically, we're talking about 10 islands. We start off in the north with the Farallones. Then is Año Nuevo, which is very rarely visited unless you're a pinniped. And then our 8 channel islands here, starting with San Miguel, Santa Rosa, Santa Cruz, and Anacapa, and then also Santa Barbara Island. Those are the 5 Park Service National Park islands. Then you have Catalina, which has its own conservancy and has a city there, 1 square mile city. And then you have the 2 Navy islands, San Nicolas and San Clemente.
So the Navy still owns and operates those 2.
They own and operate those 2, but technically San Miguel is also still owned by the Navy, but the Park Service has managed it for many years.
Okay. So your center then does research on all the islands and has all of the displays and all. How would you describe that?
I'd say there's 2 sections to it. There's an archive section where we're actively archiving items of historical value for the California islands. And there's the front part, which we would call more of a museum kind of format, where we have displays about the Channel Islands, artifacts from them, interesting paintings. We have Whistler, who did Whistler's Mother, which is a very famous painting. He worked for USGS before they let him go for putting seagulls in a painting. And so can you imagine letting go a famous artist like that when you had him on payroll? So
my
very
gosh.
very interesting things like that. That lots of artifacts, things about history of interesting things about the sheep ranching. There was a winery on Santa Cruz. There was cattle ranching. So all of the islands have a unique story to tell, and like Inga would probably say, is they're very different. They're not. It's not just the same island. Each one has its own personality, so to speak.
And a lot of the islands started out with sheep ranching because it was easy. And why would you put sheep on an island? Well, there's no disease. There are no fences needed. Sheep wrestling wasn't very problem. And so you could just let them off and there would be food for future people coming along, boats, or the owners would go out. San Miguel had sheep on it for over 100 years.
Wow. So how did you both get involved with the center then?
I graduated from high school in 1986 from Avalon High School on Catalina.
Oh,
So I grew up from when I was about 11 until I was about 22 on Catalina Island.
oh, that's
From
quite
there,
a life.
yes, and I decided to move to the mainland, as many islanders who graduate do. I moved to the mainland and went to City College. So my dream was to get into computers and work in computers. I worked about 35 years, working my way up from programmer to analyst to eventually application supervisor with the city of Santa Barbara. I just recently retired from there. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. And this job came up and it seemed like really a perfect fit for me. It's not full time. I can hang out and talk about the Channel Islands. I have a Catalina 25 in Ventura that I take out to Santa Cruz pretty regularly. Oh. Just about a month ago, I came back from a week and a half at the Isthmus on Catalina. So it kind of seemed like a really good fit for me. I'm also very involved in Carpinteria. I'm a member of the Rotary Club in Carpinteria, and so it seemed a good fit for me. I've got a child just graduated from Carpinteria High and one who's a sophomore. So it kind of seemed a very good fit for me. And
That is
Inga's been
great.
going to the islands for forever.
Catalina was my first island that I went to in the
Really?
early 1960s, and then I was also scuba diving, and so I have been scuba diving around all 8 islands. Not the ninth one or the 10th one. Too many sharks up there.
Oh, golly. A smart woman, I'd say.
But our Channel Islands, I've been diving around them all. I have visited them all. And I started, as I said, in the 60s at Catalina, and after that it was Santa Cruz and all of the rest of the islands. I am a member of the All 8 Club. There are fewer members who have visited the International Space Shuttle than members of All 8 Club. Only 280 members of the All 8 Club so far.
All 8 Club. I've never heard of the All 8 Club.
Well, you have to have actually stepped on the island and can verify that. And I have to admit, I've been diving, working, and sleeping on all 8 islands.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, even the 9th one, I got Farallones last year.
Well, congratulations.
All fun.
Sounds like both of you have created quite the wonderful life for yourselves. And not only that, but in a way that gives back to all of us.
Well, yes, and actually visiting all the islands, there's stories that we can tell.
Oh.
For example, the most westerly island, the windiest, San Miguel, is my favorite.
Oh.
And I have spent actually 63 weeks on San Miguel Island over the years.
63 weeks on San Miguel. And
Wonderful.
So what do you do? Would you typically go like, I don't know, for a week or so? Or?
Typically, we'd fly out Tuesday to Tuesday. We would lead hikes. We would have boaters that would come up, and we'd lead hikes. San Miguel's unique that you cannot go past the ranger station without a lead hike, without somebody that, because of the fear of unexploded ordnance. It
Wow.
was a Navy island.
Yeah.
Is a Navy island.
Gosh. So
And
you lead hikes.
Lead hikes. And if there are volunteers that do that on Santa Rosa and Santa Cruz Island too, Anacapa, Santa Barbara Island for the Park Service.
So Alec, do you go on hikes there as well? Do you?
I go camping at Scorpion quite a bit recently. That's really a great. It really is a great campground. There's running water, so you don't necessarily have to pack in a lot of water. It's a very easy boat ride on Island Packers to get to Scorpion. Scorpion is in the east end of Santa Cruz. They've just put in a really nice pier, so there's a ramp that goes right down to it. There's not a lot of ladder climbing. You just walk up a couple of steps and you're on the ramp.
That's great.
It's also very reasonable to camp there. I think it's only like $25 a night. So I've done that quite a bit. The campground is quite close to the boat, unless you're farther up. You want to be farther up the canyon. Not a little bit different on Santa Rosa. The campground's about a mile from the boat.
Yep.
So you got to hike. You
gotta haul all your stuff.
Yeah, it's at least
That's
it's
even
not
worse
up-
on Miguel.
Yeah, at least it's not uphill, but it's a kind of a flat, and that's kind of also the very interesting differences between the islands. You get to Santa Rosa, lots of sandy beaches, kind of very gentle canyons. Santa Cruz, it's got a lot of rocks and a lot of caves and really exciting things. So there are quite a bit of caves on Santa Cruz that you can go through, and you may have heard of Arch Rock on Anacapa Island. That actually between Anacapa and Santa Cruz, I know of probably like 5 different arches. So just all kinds of neat stuff that you can experience beyond. Painted Cave is another very interesting cave. It's 4th largest sea cave in the world. It extends
think I knew
back something
that.
like crazy.
Almost 1,200 feet.
Yeah, 1,200 feet all the way into the back. You would probably get lost if you tried to kayak into it. They can drive the entire boat into the mouth of the cave. This is a very big boat, too.
And what island is that one on now?
Santa Cruz. And it's called Painted Cave because of the mineral deposits on the walls.
Okay.
The Indians, the native Chumash, did not in any way make any alterations to the cave, but the cave is caused by a fault in the volcanics. And so sometimes when you kayak in, you actually get rainwater that drips down on you.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful waterfall that starts there.
You know, I've been kayaking many times out there and going into the caves and all that, and the surf can get pretty big.
Yeah. Well, the caves and all of the arches and so on have been memorized or memorialized by the artists, and we have many of those paintings at the Chrisman Island Center.
Oh, that's great.
We have quite a bit of art there as well. Not only on display, but some of it in the archive section. And people do come sometimes and take a little quick tour of that area. In addition to the Diebenkorn section, we have some art in the archive section. All of them, art that's been done, paintings that have been done actually on the islands themselves.
Oh, wow.
So somebody actually went out there and set up their easel and painted the stuff.
And the Diebenkorn collection, which is 45 pieces that have been done, and those all belong to Cary Stanton, and he gave those to the Santa Cruz Island Foundation.
Oh, well, that's great.
He gave the furnishings that he had on Santa Cruz Island also to the Santa Cruz Island Foundation.
Well, that's nice. So the Santa Cruz Island Foundation is part of the
It's a parent. Is
that's the parent.
Parent of the Chrisman Channel Island Center.
Okay. So they're still connected.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Marla Daly is still there doing research and working on a new book again. And we've had several books of hers there that are available.
That's great. I bet those are fascinating books.
Oh, they are. They tell stories.
And so are you looking for people to volunteer to be docents, or how does that work?
Yes, right now we have a couple openings, and if anybody's interested, feel free to come out to the center. If you need to find it on a map, you just Google Chrisman California Island Center. It should come right up. It's pretty easy. You get off at Linden, make a right, and before you know it, you will be right there at the parking lot. But if you're interested, if people are we would be looking for people who have some experience with the islands. We would train them on kind of what to talk to people about. But we are looking for a couple of docent shifts right now.
Okay.
So if that's of interest to people, especially people in Carpinteria or the kind of Santa Barbara area, that might be something. And it's a pretty easy shift, about 3 hours usually. Say 11 to 2, that kind of thing. You can look that on the website, the ccislandcenter.org. I believe it's /volunteer. So if people want to apply, but I would encourage them to come on down to the center and check it out and see what's going on.
Yeah, and the
visit
center is
us
a 501c3, right? Nonprofit.
Yes, exactly.
And so on your website, you probably have a Donate Now button. So a person can make a tax-deductible financial donation, which I'm sure you like.
Yes, and that would be the ccislandcenter.org/support. So when you land on the website, you see a support button, and then you can donate. You can donate there. So that would be a great way to help out as well.
It's very easy to donate. In fact, I have a collection of island art that I have bought over the years, and I have actually given it to the Channel Islands Center just because I think that's a good place for it to be forever.
That is great. Well, good for you. And that's a good message for people to hear as well.
Yes, anything like that. We do actually take donations of historical items from
Artifacts.
Artifacts,
Yes.
yeah.
We have all kinds of artifacts on display, actually, at the center.
Yeah. I bet that is just fascinating.
Well, we invite you to come down.
Well, I'm going to really do more than just stick my head in. I'm just going to go in there and look at it with new eyes. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on our show to tell us about this fabulous jewel right in our own community.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
you for your good work.
Thanks.
And thank you for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.